Hi guys, I wanted to try and do a video today about Mr. Chops. As you probably all know by now, Mr. Chops had to be put to sleep last week, just over a week ago. And I know a lot of people sometimes wonder what all the fuss is about, why some people get so upset about their cats or their other animals dying. They think they're only animals, but our animals are much more than that to us. We have no children, so the animals are actually probably our children. Not probably, definitely. So we had Mr. Chops for about 12 years. He came to us when we didn't live here at the time. We lived in an apartment block, and he came to our door and he just started. It's impossible to make any videos around here. It's just so. We live in the countryside, but it's just so noisy. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. Next door's dogs are going crazy all the time. The guy over the road's dogs are going crazy all the time. So even the noise cancelling microphones can't cancel that out. But I'll try and persevere anyway. I'm going to try and do it a number of different ways today. I'm going to use a shared screen, and I'm going to... She's actually come out to try and shut them up now, for once. So yeah, I'm going to use a shared screen and show some photographs, and I've been trying to find some video of Mr. Chops, but I haven't really had much luck. I think I've had to delete quite a lot of it because of space problems on my computer. Space problems which I have largely resolved now. But yeah, I didn't want to make this a morose video or make people unhappy or sad or whatever. I actually wanted to try and make it a video where we could all celebrate Mr. Chops' life and appreciate him for just what he was. He was a big fluffy boy he never fought with anyone. I never saw him have a fight. I never saw him have a crossword with any other cat. He just tolerated his environment. He enjoyed his environment. And this is really why I wanted to do the video here, because this was Mr. Chops' environment. He absolutely loved to be in this scruffy old workshop. He would sit on his favourite chair and he would groom himself all day long, and he would just be there. He had his own litter box in here, his own food bowls, biscuits, water, everything that a cat could need, and he was just happy as a sandboy when he was in this workshop. Unlike me, when I'm stuck in here I don't like it, but I'm usually here for a reason. So I'll try and crack on today and find some video. I certainly have photographs of Mr. Chops. The first few photographs are going to be of when he came to us. First of all, we lived on the top floor of an apartment block, and he came to our door and he just started scratching the door. He must have been able to. We had our own pet cats then, all of whom were rescues, and he must have been able to smell them and smell the food, and there must have been some kind of aura of happiness or relaxation, or he just knew he was safe. He wouldn't come too close. For months he would just come up the stairs and knock the door, and we would feed him, and he would toddle off and go wherever he went. There was every possibility he was somebody else's cat who perhaps weren't looking after him properly or in the manner to which he would like. But he didn't have a chip. We took him to be neutered and checked. He was full of worms, he was full of fleas. we had him all sorted out, and yeah, as I say, he came up the stairs and he would toddle off back down the stairs. I'm sure he would have used the elevator if he could have reached the buttons, because he was a pretty bright cat. He could do amazing things, really. So okay guys, I'm gonna quit this bit now and crack on with the video. Marengo's there, over there, helping me. I don't know whether you can see him or not. Right guys, let's try and get on while we don't have any noise. Cheers for now. This computer is where I store all my pictures, photos and videos, going back a very long time, and I have problems with storage. It causes me a lot of difficulty. So I want to show you some pictures of Mr. Chops. Pictures. It goes back years. So here we are, the Mr. Chops file. Now let's see if I can find the day when he first showed up. Not so easy. Not so easy. This is the day when Mr. Chops first showed up at our door. And you can see he wasn't fluffy at the time. It was September. The actual complete date was the 15th of September 2013. That's when he showed up at our door. He came up and down these stairs. We were at the top floor. You can see that he's got a fluffy tail, but his fur wasn't fluffy. Not as much as he would get much later. So he was a very, very beautiful boy. And we saw that right from the start he was a kind of special cat. He was quite a solitary cat, and he didn't hang around with the other animals that we fed. There was a large colony who lived in an abandoned building near our complex, and yeah, he didn't mix with those guys, the ruffians. He wanted his own space, and he was like that throughout his life. Right till the end, he was always a solitary guy. Just liked his independence. Very strange cat. There's my boy in all his glory when he was feeling a lot better. He is a very, very beautiful boy, and you can see he's very, very furry here. I don't know whether that was through the better nutrition, or I don't know. You don't see very many actually very furry cats in colonies. I guess maybe in the winter time they grow a bit more fur. But Mr. Chops, he grew wonderful pantaloons in the winter time, as you can see. Wonderful pantaloons and a wonderful tail. I've got videos in here too of Chops. Some of them are quite near the end. When he was very, very sick. I could see he was very sick. I knew that he wasn't going to come back home from the vets, if I'm honest with myself. But we had to try. We had to try everything for him to try and make him better. I don't know if that photograph's very good or not. It's a very bright day. He's got his eyes closed. Almost. So let's just run some little videos of Chopsy Boy. This is just over a week before he died. And he was very thin under that fluffy coat. Sometimes, guys, you need to pay attention if you've got a very fluffy cat, and feel them, feel their bodies underneath their coat, and if they're losing weight. It's not always easy to tell just by looking at them, although you can in this case now because he was so thin. He was just beautiful. He liked to pull himself up. Again, this is just a few weeks before he died. He was struggling a bit with his food. And he was vomiting quite a bit, and that became obvious when he went to the vets and had the ultrasound and the x-rays and stuff like that, that he had he had big problems with his stomach, lymph nodes, swelling and stuff like that. So although he enjoyed his food, it was causing him great difficulties to digest it. You see how massive his feet are? He really did have big feet. He was my constant companion in the workshop. It's the only place he ever wanted to be, and I knew that near the end that he probably wasn't going to be coming back to us, because he went outside and he lay on the sofa in the cat room and he showed no interest for coming into the workshop. So I kind of knew then that there was something seriously wrong. He just liked to sit there and watch and never cause any problems. He didn't jump into any of the tools or the hot soldering irons or any of the things I was working on. He just was happy to sit for 12 years almost. He wasn't a baby, as you could see in the earlier photographs when he came to us. He was a mature cat, so he was probably between 18 months and 2 years old when he came to us. So he was well over 12 years old when he died, 13, nearly 14 maybe. Which is no great age for a cat, really. Cats can routinely live up to 25 years of age, but the stray cats and the rescue cats here in Cyprus don't have that kind of longevity. If they get to 12, they're doing pretty well. We've got a lot of cats that we're probably going to lose this year. We've got 10 cats who are over 10 years of age, which is a pretty good innings for these stray cats who come from a very shallow gene pool. They're probably all related to each other in any individual area. Lots of interbreeding going on. This is another reason why I knew that he was approaching the end, in that he was just far too cuddly. He had never been a particularly cuddly cat. He was never a member particularly of the bed cat gang. He just wanted to be with you all the time, but not on you. This was highly unusual, and here I'm feeling the problems in his belly. I could feel it and I could hear it. His belly was rumbling. I was trying to ease any pain that he was in here. So guys, I don't want to bore you with this. I just thought it was important that I let you know just how much I loved him. Tina loved him too. He was a very, very special cat. Very special to us. Everybody loved him. All of the people who came here were particularly taken by him. He was such a beautiful boy. Really, really a lovely boy. There was something else I wanted to say as well, but I've forgotten. Oh yeah, I know. I tried to let people know by a community post that we had to have Mr. Chops put to sleep. But I didn't really realise that not very many people saw the community posts. Not as easily as a video, but I didn't feel like producing a video about him at that time. I wanted to wait a little bit because I was getting quite emotional every time I thought about him, or every time I saw a video. But now it just makes me happy, and I'm glad that I have all these little mementos of him and of his life, and I can think about all the things that he did, and I can watch him. And it's almost as though he's still with us. So I did tell the people directly who had sent support, financial support for his tablets that we procured from Germany, and I told as many of them as I could directly that we had to have him put to sleep. But Mr. Chops' legacy is that he's provided tablets for the next one who gets FIP, because almost all of our cats who achieve the age of 12 or older seem to develop, contract FIP. I don't know what the right word is, but Chico has had it and he's better. Bruiser, who's an old boy, he's had it, but now he's better. We've treated lots. I just can't think off the top of my head now how many. Stefan hasn't had it yet, touch wood, but he probably will. And he's a big cat, so he's going to take the bigger tablets. But we just have to watch, we just have to wait and see and keep an eye on them and do what we can for them when it arises. The actual full cost, including the veterinary care, to make one cat better from FIP is around about €1,000. The tablets are about 600, which they need every day. We can administer them here. The injections are much more painful to administer, much more difficult, cause the cat a problem. It can break the skin down, can cause problems with their veins, all kinds of things like that. The tablets work. Right guys, I don't want to bore you. Thank you very much for watching if you've got this far. I very much appreciate your time, and I'm sure those who loved Mr. Chops as much as we did will take some comfort from this video. Cheers guys, bye.